Disclaimer, not financial advice. We are not liable for any personal financial decisions. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you. What? Dabbing in. What? Dabbing this way. What? Welcome, guys, to another episode of Blockchain Brew Show. I'm your humble host today, Mr. T Squared, and I just realized my screen stopped sharing. What? That's so not cool. I figured just for kicks and giggles, I thought it'd be fun to throw it on the Bitcoin screen. Guys, just give me a second, and we can watch Bitcoin. Bitcoin is fun, and everybody loves Bitcoin, though everybody's upset at it today. Say la vie, as my friend Crypto Larker says all the time. This is the 5-second chart. This is for kicks and giggles, where we talk. Welcome, guys, to the episode of Blockchain Brew Show. We are going to talk about the news, why Bitcoin go down, and why is it going to go up, and whatever else you guys want to hear. We want to look at the charts and why we weren't surprised that it came down, because we were projecting for it to come down, as we are just that smart sometimes. Or look, give or take. I don't really know. But before we get started, guys, please smash that golden like button. Not down, preferably, but up. Uppity up. And then I have this wonderful bell. I ring it like this because it tells everybody, hey, check out the subscribe button. It's in those corners over there. And when you find that subscribe button, smash it, because YouTube has the greatest algorithm on this planet, but we want to beat it. And the only way for us to beat it is to ask you guys, because that's how great the algorithm is. It's not my most glorious moments in life, and they're having to ask for subscriptions because it just doesn't feel great. But hey, sometimes in life you have to do things that are cringy, like washing toilets or going to work or waking up early. So, hey, I can live and let live. We'll ask for subscribers to boost our algorithm. Before we get started today, guys, we will take a look at the news over here, and I'm going to close the Bitcoin chart down for a momentary so we look at the news. Also, I forgot to tell you guys what my brew is. Okay, I'm gonna open this, pull this up, go on stage. Guys, I'm drinking an 8% White Claw. It is a lime flavored Surge. It'll be pretty good. I think Trentinator, he'll come on for a little bit. He wants to say hi to you guys. He misses you guys, and he just loves to support. And he always says the saying that he tells me. I don't know where he picked it up from, but he goes, it'll touch T Square's heart if you hit the like and subscribe. But we already went over that. But in this case, guys, Trentinator, he misses you. He wants you to touch his heart, okay? And that's all I'm going to say. My heart's been touched. I get my heart touched all the time. Many times by my wife. So it's good. Good in the hood. Well, what do we got going on today? Here's what happened in crypto today. We were going on Cointelegraph. The U.S. members call for an investigation into Trump's meme coin dinner. Members of the House of Representatives called for the Justice Department to investigate Donald Trump's May 22nd dinner for his top meme coin investors, citing concerns about foreign influence over U.S. policy decisions and potential corruption and enrollment clause violations. In May 22nd, the letter into the Justice Department, 35 House members asked for a public integrity sanction acting chief Edward Sullivan to launch an inquiry over the meme coin dinner to determine whether it violated the federal bribery statute or the foreign emolument clause of the U.S. Constitution. Under the emolument clause, the U.S. president barred from accepting a gift from foreign state without approval of Congress. Bloomberg reported that a majority of the attendees at the meme coin dinner were likely foreign nationals based on their connections in crypto exchanges. The U.S. law prohibits foreign persons from contributing to a U.S. political campaign.
That's crazy.
Said to the letter, "What's up, man?" However, the Trump meme coin, including the promotion of the dinner, promising exclusive access to the president, opens the door for foreign governments to buy influence with the president, all without disclosing their identities. The call for investigation press conference asking Trump to release the guest list for the dinner both occurred hours before the event, which held at the Trump National Golf Club outside of Washington, D.C., where a group of protesters joined by the Senator Jeff Merkley gathered outside the venue, signs stating illegal crypto party, democracy is not for sale. That's actually hilarious. I wish I could have been it. Secondly, these dumb people I actually pay attention to. I don't think it'd be that hard to figure out who the top 20 wallets who hold the Trump coin are, especially because there was that's a large sum of Trump coin. If you ask me who's the 100,532nd guy, no one's gonna freaking know that, But people who hold that amount of Trump coin are going to be ecstatic, and I'm sure be talking about their involvement with the president. So I think that's a little bit redundant and also if they were really smart, they could they could hire some crypto guy to figure that out. So I think that's just all for show. I actually heard you get on, Trent, before. I heard you touch your mic or something, so I was like, I knew you were there. You didn't catch me off guard.
Oh, I wanted to jump scare you because, you didn't seem like you knew, but how quickly I forget that you're a garbage man. You have eyes everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Everywhere. We see everything. Besides itching powder, which we just kind of see coming at us, but we don't see it land on us. Do you know what the purpose of itching powder is?
To prevent itching.
Does it prevent itching or does it give you itching?
Oh yeah, it makes you itch. Duh.
But why would that be a thing?
I don't know.
Like what? I would like to ask ChatGPT this question. Really, I've always seen itching powder on commercials. I never understood this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Chat.
Well, real quick before I have to dip, I'm gonna present my screen here, and I want to remind everybody that Crypto Analyzer Pro is free for the next 13 days or so. So guys, you can get a free account and your account will stay free. Link is in the description. Your account will stay free even after Greg starts charging at least $9.99 a month for this. And if you come over to your dashboard right here, what you will find is a news aggregator where you can click and find all of the latest news, and it aggregates these stories from all of the different crypto news outlets that are out there. So you'll find Cointelegraph, you'll find CoinDesk, you'll find Coinpedia, you'll find Bitcoin Systemi, you'll find Cryptopolitan, AMB Crypto, right? What it does is it by hour aggregates all of the latest stories that are coming in, so you can stay in the know. And there it is. Trump can crash the market with a tariff announcement on the European Union, and you can be reading about it on Crypto Analyzer Pro within minutes. So there's that's a helpful tool. And if I come back to the dashboard, you can scroll down, and all of this data is API'd from CoinMarketCap. You can get the top gainers and losers for the day, total market cap, Bitcoin dominance. You can get all of that information. And as if that wasn't good enough, you can come over here to the AI analysis, and you can take a snapshot of your chart, or you can get a snapshot of your own trading view and upload it here. Select your preferences, click trade setup, upload your chart, select your preferences, write any additional notes, and then click Analyze Chart, and it will give you an AI-generated trade setup.
Setups? You get 4. No, 6. 6 setups.
Yeah. And I will just show you where we're sitting from the setup that it gave us on Bitcoin, maybe about, a little over 10 days ago or so. All we did was do exactly what the AI told us to do over here on our demo account on BidFi. And by the way, if you're looking for a leveraged exchange to trade on, I highly recommend BYDFi, Build Your Dream Finance, where you can trade many different assets that they have listed on USDTM futures or CoinM futures. Take your profits in USDT or take your profits in the coin that you're trading if you're doing CoinM futures. They also have MoonX, which is their Solana meme coin trading portal where you're trading completely on chain. So that's pretty cool. This is our trade setup that we took from Crypto Analyzer Pro. And even with the tariff crash today, we're still up $520. And all we did was exactly what the trade setup told us to do. So it's free. There's no reason not to sign up. That being said, last thing, Caleb and Brown. Guys, if you're, especially if you're new to crypto, like, if you're looking for a good brokerage, sign up with Caleb and Brown. You can talk to your broker at any time. You can be at Disneyland. You can be at the beach.
Did you hear Disneyland's moving from California?
It is not. That's fake news. You can be in Malaysia with our boy Daniel Ghazi.
What's up, Dan?
And you can and you can hit up your broker at any time and get your trades executed when you need them executed, which is a very time-sensitive thing in crypto, as the way that it moves. So, that being said, here's a quick Cardano spotlight for the day. Google search data on Cardano is rising, according to Tap Tools on Twitter, and that's a major thing because overall search for crypto on YouTube is down right now. It sounds crazy, but Bitcoin's at all-time highs. Search volume is down on Bitcoin and crypto in general, but Google Trends for search volume on ADA is up. And that's a trend that I think is going to continue through the rest of this year. So watch out for ADA.
ADA, Trent. You should bring this energy more often, man. You were dialed. You knocked out all the sponsors, and you freaking hit your Cardano spotlight. And I kid you not, in under like 4 minutes. That was wild. You had this it felt like you were reading like a live script feed in your head. That was incredible.
Well, when I was driving over here, I was like, okay, how can I do this? I really just kind of thought it through in my head,
Well, you did a great job. Man, that was dialed. That was really dialed. Maybe it's because you didn't have your brew. It didn't slow you down. And we'll say that, man. That was incredible.
Yeah. But anyways, I do have to hop off right now, but I will hop in the chat with you guys.
Guys, give Trent a clap because he made it out here to come see you guys. I told you he touched his heart and he wanted to pay it forward. So guy works hard, man. He's always sticking out for us and puts his neck on the line for you every single day.
Peace. Get it, Tyler. I mean G squared.
Get it. So itching powder. Apparently, it's only used as a practical joke, and it's made from Roundup. I was thinking Roundup, and I was like, oh, that's not that good. But Roundup, I think Roundup is a plant-based something or other, it says. So I guess it doesn't have any actual practical purposes besides making your friends hate you. Daniel, what's up, my dude? You want to know what a bounce today, or what a dump, and are we going to bounce? You know, I don't know if you caught the end of the live yesterday, but we talked about how we expected this to come. I literally said on Tuesday I wouldn't be surprised if we went to 113 by Thursday and then dropped to 107. I literally said that on Tuesday. And then last night I was saying that again. I said, guys, we have CME gaps that aren't getting filled on the daily that we need to come back and fill. And actually we have a CME gap on the 104,000. I don't believe we filled, but we did fill the one on the 107. So that's still good news. And so if you ask me, are we going to drop more, Daniel? There's a possibility we drop a little bit more to fill that last CME gap. Take a look. But now we have a CME gap above us that we could also fill too. So it's kind of like, we have to take a look. Before I get in the charts though, I would like to finish reading my articles for you. CZ refused claims in the latest WSJ article on Trump-linked crypto dealings. Binance co-founder, former CEO Changpeng CZ Zhao has pushed back against a report in the Wall Street Journal, calling it a hit piece filed with inaccuracies and negative assumptions. In X, Zhao criticized the publication portrayal of alleged involvement with the World Liberty Finance, the decentralized finance project backed by the business entities affiliated with U.S. President Donald Trump and Trump's sons, Eric and Donald Jr., are involved in the management of the company. Zhao said WSJ article portrayed him as acting as a fixer for the World Liberty Finance team and its co-founder Zach Witkoff during the foreign trips. The article suggests Zhao facilitated introductions and meetings for World Liberty leaders during the foreign trips, including visit to Pakistan, reportedly resulted in a memorandum of understanding with local officials. I am not a fixer for anyone, Zhao said, firmly denying that he is connected to Pakistan official Mr. Zikwib. With World Liberty Finance organized engagement abroad, they had known each other a way back, whereas I only met Mr. Zikwid for the first time in Pakistan. Another hit piece by Wall Street Journal by CZ. Crypto perpetual futures coming very soon to the U.S. CFTC's Ms. Singer. Outgoing Commodities and the Futures Trading Commission's Commissioner Summer Ms. Singer said May 22nd the regulator could greenlight crypto perpetual future contracts very soon. We're seeing some applications, and I believe we'll see some of those products trading live very soon. She told Bloomberg TV, adding it would be great to get their trading back onshore to the United States. Crypto perpetual futures are derivative contracts that allow traders to speculate with high leverage on priced cryptocurrency without actually owning it, and it can be held indefinitely. For Singer, who will leave the CFTC at the end of May to join the crypto lobby group on the Blockchain Associations as CEO, said having crypto derivatives trading regulator in the U.S. would be really good thing for these markets and be beneficial to the industry broadly. Texas governor, we talked about this article all week, guys. We talked about this article all week. Governor Greg Abbott posted to his official X account May 22nd, roughly a day after the legislation passed, a bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve in Texas. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has signaled support for a bill recently passed by the State House Representatives that would be established strategic cryptocurrency reserve. In May 22nd, X post Abbott posted tech story article that Texas state lawmakers effort to create Bitcoin reserve. The story pointed out the decision for the passage of SB 21. The bill in question now rests on Abbott's shoulders roughly 3 months after it was introduced. Since taking office, Abbott referred to himself as a crypto law and proposal supporter in 2021 and suggests that he would make support policies establish Texas as a crypto capital in 2024. Texas was one of the handful of state governments that proposed setting up strategic crypto reserve after 2024 federal elections. On May 6, New Hampshire Governor Kelly Ayotte was the first to sign the Bitcoin Reserve Bill into law. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs later approved a law allowing the state to claim ownership of unclaimed crypto. Some jurisdictions have rebuffed efforts to pass similar legislations, with roughly half of the 50 state governments considering Bitcoin reserve. But that's really interesting. I'm like, why would she say that the government won't, the state won't take over like unclaimed crypto? Well, what do you do with the unclaimed crypto? You're just going to destroy it? Like, that sounds really dumb. Or you're just going to sit on it until they pass it again. That's pretty wild that she was first shoot it down. After the federal law, the U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order EO in March for the strategic Bitcoin reserve. You know, I'm like reading some of these articles, and I feel like it's missing one of the key ones, right? Like, what, you guys know which key one I'm talking about? I'm sure you do. Like, that's really interesting because that covers like crypto, what happened in crypto today, but they missed the biggest freaking one. Trump raised the tariffs on the EU by 50% because they were being difficult in negotiations, which is kind of ironic because, or not ironic, that's not the right word, but didn't catch anybody off surprise. He literally told everybody, hey, if you F around, you're going to find out. And so he goes, okay, well, if you're going to F around, we're going to raise it 50%. And I actually heard Crypto George today talk, and I actually disagreed with him. He's like, well, the only people that have signed the stupid tariff trade war, whatever it was, the UK. And he's all like, I don't know why America, they signed it because it's one-sided and it's good for us. Well, no freaking shit. It's supposed to be good just for us, especially because America is the #1 powerhouse. That's not like it's a super shitty deal. You know, the tariffs, we kind of figured it out, and they were like, hey, we want to have open markets where we want to be able to sell our stuff there, and you need us because we're the #1 buyer of everything on this freaking planet. So don't charge us an ass ton when we want to do it. You know, su casa picasa, you know, whatever they say. Like, you'll make it zero if you make it zero kind of type deal. Like, it wasn't like super crazy. I think there was like a standard 10% across all countries, which that sounds fine because, you know, all countries want to trade with us. And I can't remember another one. Sui was an insider job, people are saying. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of things are insider jobs, but, you know, as long as they fix the bug and how that happened, I think it'd be fine. In fact, you know, I actually was more bullish on Sui on the dip than I am now, because I don't necessarily, I love the idea of decentralization, but I don't think it's a real practical idea. Not many things can pull it off. I think Cardano's doing a great job so far. Can it stay decentralized forever? Trent's not here, so. And, you know, I think that if it was me, I think I covered it yesterday. I think you heard me. If it was me, I would have taken the fees that Sui has collected, and they have enough in reserves to do this. And I would have just passed the job, personally refunded them through the company, everybody's money, and I've been like, hey, we're doing good. And I think that would have bought people support and caused the token to actually dip and V-shaped recovery, and actually would have went above and beyond where it was started that day. So I don't know why they didn't do that. That's what I would have did. And yeah, sure, fine. They froze the reserves, 60% of the guys stolen money, and then sent it back. You know, I mean, they still took a hit. You told everybody you're not decentralized, and that's fine that you do that. But I don't think that was the correct way of going about it, you know. But I mean, is there a real right way? I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to rip the Band-Aid off. Maybe that was an inside job. Who freaking knows? But to me, I think Sui's still going to be a great project. I'm not too worried about it. And guys, I mean, there's a team from Facebook. Do you really believe they were decentralized? Be real. I want honest answers here. You know, this is the team that created the Facebook coin. Do you really believe that they had decentralized on the money when they designed this project? Okay, I'm going to get your name right. Ghana Andre. Did I do it right? Did I do it right? I think I did. I'm hoping. What's crack-a-lackin', man? How are you? Yeah, one. Daniel, I'm not surprised by this bounce. I'm sure Ghana Andre remembers us saying that we had a CME gap coming in at 107 and 104 yesterday, and we expect a dip. What we got going on Bitcoin? Let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look. We'll start with the 24 minute. Why not? The bears are currently in control on the 24 minute. As you can see that we're in a downtrend. We have a CME gap that needs to be filled now at 109-ish. That's this solid white line that just drops down. We should come back and revisit the 200, which will probably bring us back up to fill that CME gap also. The 21 created a death cross up over here. You could have known that to probably short the market. It would have been a good time to short it. Then you have the 50 cross the 80 and 100, and you know we're just going down for a minute. For a minute, guys, it is fine. You know, it is fine. The 24 minute says we still have upward momentum. We're in a rising wedge, which is kind of a technically bearish pattern because rising wedges break down. And even if we did break down, I'm not even too concerned about it. Plus, think about it like this: we're literally like 3 or 4 days ago, we were at like 107,000. You know, and it was like 3 or 4 days ago. We were like, come on, you could break above 107, hit the 109s. Come on, you're so close. I mean, really? I'm not freaked out about this. It's not. Yeah, I'm sure all the other alts dumped. That's why we're supposed to tell everybody hold 50% Bitcoin or 25% Bitcoin so it balances out your portfolio. Did I do that this bear market? No, I didn't do that this bear market because this is like I've been in crypto since 2021. I learned along the way, and now I'm telling you guys who are getting in now how to react. Yes, I think it's wise to hold a portion of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Everything good, just waking up, ready for work stuff. Much love to everyone. I believe it, sir. I believe it, man. It was a good day for me at work. We got this cool thing where if you finish your route and within 8 hours, before your 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours. And then if you go help and you're still before your 8 hours, it's actually triple time up to your 8 hours and double time for the rest of the day. And I finished my work at 5 hours, collected triple time, and was still able to clock out by my 8 hour mark. So yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Made some money. So 24 minute looking. It has mixed messages. You know, we got green dots saying that we have upward transactions, but we don't have any divergence. We're in the red. Okay, usually though the bottom of the red to the top of the green is where we have money coming in. The VWAP is above the zero line, which is bullish. We are seeing we're oversold and strength is pointing up, but we're still kind of low, guys. We're still kind of low. So it's kind of like an iffy thing. Did I take any trades? No, I was trying to get done with work too fast today. I probably should have. I was actually watching some crypto face videos, and he pointed out something interesting that I'm going to take a strategy on and seeing how well it does for me. He talked about just the yellow VWAP wave right here. He actually removed everything and just used the yellow VWAP and the blue oscillator waves, and he actually turned off all the other market ciphers. And he was just making short trades on low leverage when the VWAP was above the zero line, and as soon as it went below it and closed one candle, he would close his trade. And so he was playing it like that. So like right here, he would have entered a trade right here on a short, because he technically right here, because he would have closed, and he would have wrote it down. He might have closed that right here, and then he would have re-entered the trade one candle later because it was below the zero line, and he would have stayed into it. And now he would have broke above it. He would have entered his long, and he would stay in his long as long as it's above the zero line. It's actually not a bad strategy. I mean, if you do it right, you can make money doing it. I mean, he showed me today. He was like, "Hey, let's check this out." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea." And then as you get more skilled, you can add the other things into Market Cipher, because there's a lot going on in Market Cipher. And I even have A turned off right now. On the 1 hour is a little nervousy, because we have a death cross, the 21 cutting through the 50, and the 50 previously in the 24 minute was cutting through the green and the blue line, which is the 100 and the 80-day moving average. And is this a fake out? You know, I mean, are we going to come back up? I don't know. We will see how this plays out. We do got 3 or 4 green dots on the bottom saying that it could be sellers are getting exhausted. That we do have the VWAP above the zero line, not hugely above it, which makes me a little nervous. And we're barely in the red, which makes me feel fake out-ish on the 1 hour. But you kind of have to pick your time frame to pick and choose to see what you're doing. The strength is coming up, and the RSI is a little low. the 4 hour, going off that guy's standards I was watching on that crypto face video, he would still have his short open because the VWAP is pretty thick and it's still below the zero line. And the blue oscillator wave is came down below the zero line. You can barely see it right here. Now, if that makes a trigger wave, there should be some sort of relief. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the bulls are in control, but there could be some relief or a short-term fake out. And the 21 is still way above the 50, so technically, you know, it's not like we've even crossed over yet. So there could be more short mid-term pain, long-term bullish, mid-term pain, short-term bullish. It's kind of how the vibes I'm getting. The 12 hour, we created that red dot, and we're going right here on the blue oscillator waves. Strength coming down, red line coming down. VWAP is below the zero line. So going off that guy's strategy, he would have been looking at right here, and he would have had this candle, and he would be putting his short in right now, and right now he would be in profits. He would be in profits. Lock it in right there, you know. What just pinged at me? Something just pinged at me, and I don't even know where it came from. Oh, dang it. I saw it, and it disappeared at the same time. Well, I don't know what pinged at me. Somebody who had a 4-8. That's too bad. That was the 12 hour daily. I would be short-term bearish off that guy's stand with the VWAP coming below, but the green money flow is so thick. Man, it's so thick. And you know what? I see right here too. I'll show you. I'm going to grow this up just a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So on the daily, we have divergence, bearish divergence coming in. A little bit of bearish divergence, okay? So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see us come back down to feel the other CME gap around 103. That's just me projecting out what I think is the most likely scenario right here. Feel the other CME gap, then we'll jump back up to our a positive CME gap. They work both directions at 109, and then I think we'll be cooking bacon, you know, cooking bacon. You know, going off the 5-day, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 5 days, 40 days of green price action upwards. I mean, you could say that is a little great, you know. You'd expect maybe a little bit of a cool down. Opened a 10K long in Gala, haha, at entry at 1075. Oh man, did you just open it up, or did you open it up before the dump? Before the dump, you're gonna make me go check, man. You and your Gala trades. Dan man. Dan the man. You're gonna make me come over and look at Gala. Why do you do this to me? You do this to me because you know I'll look. You're at 1875, so you were up then technically in your trade. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're up. Be careful. We have a death cross right here, which is usually could be like an indicator. A little nervous about that, but we also kind of just want around down. If we come down here, we kind of get like this, follow this white line. We kind of get that rounded bottom, and we could be like right here. So we might get like this little fake out, and then we plateau, and then we go up. So we're right over here. We could get like a fake out, and then we could go up. It's a little nervousing. I mean, if you go by that one guy's standard that we were just showing you, we are above the zero line. But I mean, can you go a week without looking at your trade? A week in the red, waiting for it to confirm. And also, I would be careful because this wave right here, we're projecting out, okay, on a 5-day. 5-day, this turns into a trigger wave. It could be dangerous. The VWAP is coming down. It's not closed red, okay? It could be in the danger zone. The red wave is shrinking. The VWAP, I would be more comfortable if this was like more up, like a wall, rather than starting to form like a half a hump. That just makes me a little nervous. on the daily. The daily's below the 0 line. I'm working this backwards too, from the longer time frames to shorter time frames. And you have an anchor trigger wave to the downside. Strength going down, red line going down on the daily. Go to the 12 hour. 12 hour has an anchor trigger wave VWAP to the downside. Strength coming down, that's coming down. Can it come down and make a see what I mean? Like, can it come down and make like a trigger wave like this, and we go up, or are we going to come down and create a trigger wave, and then we're going to come down like this and then go up? I don't know. 4 hour, that's a pretty thick VWAP to the downside. Blue wave still coming down. Can't really tell between the VWAP. I saw that guy I was watching earlier. He turned this into instead of being a solid wave, he turned into a silhouette that was a line that was thick. I kind of like that, because it allows you to visually see it behind everything else. We are in the oversold territory on the 4 hour. And what can't you pick more sexier charts? You know, this anchor trigger wave right here, this is the one I would have played. I would have found this one. I would have long the shnikes out of it. I would barely have gotten anything out of that. When the weight came up, came back down, and the closer right here, you might have broke, maybe made a little bit of money. You know, you've been like, what the frick, man, was that? There's just other coins out there that are screaming goodness. The good news, no, that's not really good news, man. On the 1 hour, I think I'm leaning towards bearish. I think this is going to be a fake out, to be honest with you. I mean, we have a double green dot, okay, but they don't always play out. And we just formed a death cross right here, and the 50 still could be coming down. We have the money flow coming down. Strength is popping up, and the red line's popping up slightly. The VWAP is slightly above the 0 line. I think this is like on the 1 hour. If I put a trade in right here, I'd be potentially in profits now, but it's not screaming at me. You know, you want to find those trades that you're confident in, and this doesn't make me feel confident. The 24 minute, we're thick in the red. Is this the bottom? I don't know. We have snake eyes right here. There's no bullish divergence. You should find like a pattern, man, that works for you. Like, find the bullish divergence and then play that, and see how well you do just playing divergence. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going crazy. I don't know. Let's see if I can find something that feels bullish. Now, Dogecoin could be a leading indicator. It kind of looks like your coin that you're talking about. It's having more green candle upward action. Like, if you look at Gala and you look at Dogecoin, they say the charts are pretty similar. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to find the things that stand out. I mean, Dogecoin could be a leading indicator in what is to come to fruition. For a coin, you know, we might have a rally in the next like hour or so. Shibi Inu. Dude, I can't wait for alt season, dude. I want to freaking play that so bad. I'm gonna be like 20xing, 50xing, leverage longs all the way, dude. And I'm gonna roll my profits into other coins. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, we might get like a short-term move, but long short-term, I'm thinking like 1 to 4 hours without babysitting it. You know, if we can babysit it, and the 1 and 4 hour the 1 hour decides to flip the 4 hour, you know, then I can open that up, can of worms, and be like, okay, well, you know, that might end up be playing out, but there's nothing that's standing out to me and being like, yeah, this is good. Is it at 108? We were looking at before we started getting distracted. Yeah, you know, the VWAP is coming up still. going off that one guy's standard, he would have opened his long right here and stayed in it. That's where it's at, man. The VWAP. Any signs saying that we might get slowing down? 12 minutes says we're still good. Look at the VWAP wave. See, this is something else I like to see. Oh, like we just watched that close in front of us. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't have that hump, you know, where it starts getting the cells are getting, or buyers are getting exhausted. You start getting that like a little hump right there. It's not fully formed. It's almost like this. It's not like this, That makes me a little nervous. When it's like this, I'm like, dude, we still got momentum, like strong momentum. And right now, we still have the stronger momentum on the blue waves. When it starts like topping, like, you know, you can kind of see like the light blue waves start getting closer and closer to each other. You start getting that top. I'm gonna be looking at the bottom, but yeah, that was a good sign. You know, maybe the 12-minute. I mean, that we were watching the 12-minute just closed. That was bullish, and we got the 21 coming back up to the 50. Price action's almost to the 50 line. A lot of times we'll bounce off the 21. See, bounce off the 21. We dip really hard. We come back up to the 21. Bounce. We break it. Now we're at the 50 line. What's Ethereum doing? That's interesting. Bitcoin looks like it has more gas than Ether. So here's another example. So you got Bitcoin. It's like walling up, right? Well, Ethereum, it's still walling up, but you can see what I'm talking about. Like, it's looking like we're still in the green, and I'm projecting out. You're not technically supposed to do that, but it's getting a little bit more peaky. You know what I mean? Like, it still says it has more to go, but it's getting a little bit more peaky. And that's what gets me nervous. I don't like it when it gets peaky. Bulls are at the bottom. Bulls take more control, even though we actually came down more. Bulls take more control. Bulls take more control. Bulls are in control. VWAP's coming down. You still stay in your long. You kind of wait till it dips below and closes a candle or two. We're gonna look at the 6 minute. The 6 minute, it almost flipped bearish, flipped bullish. VWAP still above the 0 line, and it's saying, "Let's go, let's go." Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to wait to see how this plays out. So on the 6 minute, it looks very similar. What's SUI doing? Everybody's been crapping all over SUI. If it was me, I wish I would have bought it. I'm not the same. I don't sit on the same side of the line as everybody else, man. I love the idea of decentralization, but I just have a hard time having it be practical to me. And I can say this because I came from this background of operating. I was a manager of a DAO, and there were just times people wanted to bitch, and I'm like, what do you want from me? I can't say operating a DAO. That doesn't sound right, because obviously DAOs are, you know, I had an organization I kind of ran, and it's really complicated, I guess. We were kind of like a DAO, but I held all the funds. I was a community manager, but in the way how I viewed a lot of the stuff, I was like, hey, I'm just here to facilitate it, because we're the only people that we only trust me to handle the funds. So because everybody that knows me, I'm doxxed and established, I won't steal anything. But the problem is that, you know, there's just too much civil war, man. And at some point I was like, dude, this isn't working out. And I'm like, I'm taking the money and I'm gonna invest it into other things that I think will be more profitable for the future. And I wasn't trying to do it just to be a dick. I just felt like there were things that we need to do. And when I did it, nobody complained. I was like, you guys sat here and complained for a year and a half, and now you just don't want to complain anymore. Wow, that's pretty good. See, that's like an open door. That's telling me more upward, more action on VeChain. I like that. Money flow coming in. We got these little tiny weird anchor trigger wave. VWAP still above. Strength coming in. Same we're oversold. The 21, if it can cross the 50, dude, that's looking good. You get a golden cross. Dude, Wonderland, dude. I remember that from last cycle. I was being trained in my garbage truck. I was like, dude, this guy is, or am I thinking time? Or am I thinking that coin time? I'm like, these people making 100,000 APY on time coin in Wonderland. I think it was something like along those lines. It was total scam, but I could not for the life of me figure it out either. I think lots of people tried to figure it out. Couldn't do it. You were in last cycle, Daniel. When did you get in? What year? Did you get in 2020 or 2021? Aspa. Yeah, that's looking bullish. She's shooting straight up. I like that type. That's that type of stuff I'd be looking for, Daniel. You always like to buy these weird coins that show me like non-inclusive charts. Ooh, look at Tron. Isn't that kind of interesting? Everything's pumping but Tron, and Tron just had the dinner with Trump. Trump pumping pretty hard though. Squeeze at $3.67. Dang, it did fall. It was just at $4.20. So that being said, it was just at like $1.80 like a month ago. Used to have 10 BTC. My brother used to have 100. He threw them out on a laptop. No, he didn't throw them out on a laptop. He had them on like a third-party site, and he actually got the laptop in there, but he can't get back to the site either. He doesn't have his password. The site doesn't exist anymore. I had a coworker throw out 8 of them last cycle though. And 10 BTC, man, that sucks, dude. I wish I had 10 BTC. I had an opportunity to buy 10, and I didn't take it. I bought a house instead. I wish I bought the BTC though. You know, everybody tells you to buy a house. House is good. Buy a house, you know. Well, you know, sometimes I've learned not everybody is advice is a cookie cutter. Most people buy houses, don't understand finances. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident in this, man, to be honest with you. Like, look at Adam, dude. This is like open gates. This is what I'm talking about when you want the blue lines to be up like this. Up. No, we don't want that. How did I do it earlier? Man, I don't remember how I had my hands. We don't want that weird cup curvature. We want that up. Real oscillator way of saying uppity, uppity, up. Look at that. That's bottom, bro. That's solid. Now, you know, we're on the 12 minutes, so is that going to flip everything else? You know, 12 minutes, 24 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours. You know, maybe, but do you want to sit here and baby it? Maybe you do. Maybe you do. You'll stay up all night, but maybe you'll get your greatest gains that you've ever had. Bitcoin Cash. You guys remember Bitcoin Cash? You didn't say what. Oh, you got it in since 2014. Oh, frick, man. You've been around the block, bro. You've been around the block, dog. You've been through what? 2014. You got in the end of the first market, technically, because Bitcoin came out 08, 09. You've been out since, yeah, first bear market of the last one. It's wild, bro. I should have been in then. Freaking talked myself out of it for so long. Interesting. IMX is just touching the 21. Can it break through the 21? Goes above it. Super is breaking above it. Beam's just touching it right now. We're still having an upward movement, but we haven't got all the way to the peak. Damn, son, I know, right? Damn. Oh, we're back to Gala again. Gala's also touching the tip of the 21. What's the 12 minute say? The 12 minute broke through the 21. It's still covering up, and we're still having more movement to the upside. Like before we get a red candle, we should get a green candle unless something detrimental happens in the world. Like Trump saying that he's going to raise everybody's tariffs again. We're going to pump it. That's right. We're going to pump it. Gala on the 5-second chart. Gala. Wouldn't it be crazy if Gala Games like announced an announcement that they were working with GameStop. Of any of the gaming coin companies, what do you think is most likely to work with GameStop? You think it would be Avalanche? Because they have that game. What game am I thinking of, guys? The game that you can switch out your limbs. What is that game called? All of a sudden, I'm spacing it. Freaking game is that? Yeah, probably. Dude, what game is that, Daniel? And I appreciate you showing up, Daniel, because sometimes I don't like rambling to myself. White House tweeted Gala the other day. It did not. If it did, it's not the same Gala that you're talking about. Freaking... What is that game called? Immutable X, though. GameStop might partner up with Immutable X, because didn't Immutable X give them like $2 million or like $20 million worth of IMX token? What game is that? Frick me, man. Well, long story short, whatever game that is, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I played it on the Xbox. It's kind of cool you could get it on the Xbox knowing that's on the AVAC system. But it was like I Am Robots meets like iRobot meets Call of Duty, and it was not super like clean, at least on the Xbox version. You know, I can see Avalanche working with them guys. His network. Where's Pi at? Is Pi doing good, guys? Do you guys know? 47 cents. Oh no, it's at 80. Why does it say 47 right there? Oh no, I'm recognizing 80 cents. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It just formed a death cross though. On the 5-second chart. You know, I really like trading is this chart right here. Akash. And before we came on, this thing was beeping at me saying trade setup, trade setup, trade setup. See, why can't you trade something like this, Daniel? Look at that. Those candles are way bigger than the Gala ones. See, look at the Galas. These are the little wimpy DPD ones. And you got Akash, which is like a leader. They're bigger. Why did they just shrink? Well, maybe not. They looked bigger a second ago. I still like Akash anyways. Yeah, pray for our bags. Dude, midterm or short term in the next couple hours, bullish unless something else changes. The next couple of days, I'm more bearish. And then on the weekly, I'm still bullish. I think there's going to be a fake out on the weekly just to shake some people's bags and fill that CME gap. Are you guys bullish on Pengu? Like, look at this. This is what you should have been trading. That looks good. I gotta flip back to make sure the candles are the real size. Well, the one's pumping. Look at that. The one out of clean candle breaking above the 21. Where was I just at? Pengu. Yeah, look at the Pengu. That would have given some gains right there. VWAP's coming slightly down. Hasn't crossed over yet. Strength coming up. Money coming in. Green dot, green dot. Guess with TP before market open on Monday. Torpedo before market open on Monday. Hey, you never know. You never know, especially the world we live in. Our president, he could say anything. Or the SEC could say anything. Or we live in a very fragile world, I feel like. It's a glass cannon. We're either going to explode like nobody's business, or we're going to shatter. One of the things are going to happen. Gala's coiling up. If Gala's coiling up, then Mana's coiling up. If Mana's coiling up, so is Akash. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I hope we're coiling up. I hope we can fill that CME gap. I guess we'll have to see. Dude, I remember buying Litecoin at $350 instead of buying SafeMoon the day it came out. Yeah, I know it was a scam, but I could have made some money on SafeMoon. Even still. This Moondang. What does Lar call it? Stinky hippo, little baby hippo coin. Hey man, I'll catch you later, dude. I'm about to close out in the next 3 minutes too, cause tired. Moondang actually looks pretty solid though right now. I think Moondang will move. Maybe. The one, you're still here. You were silent. You lurker. Yeah, you know it. Crypto is a glass cannon. You know it. You either buy it, like, I can't tell you how many times this like whole bear market. I had a coin. I'm like, hey, sweet, I got like 10. I remember this one. I had 70 grand, and nice. I have 70 grand, and like I woke up one morning and there was torpedoed down like 75%. I'm like, what the fuck happened in the middle of the night? Why is it always the middle of the night when I'm not awake? Pal AI did that to me too, man. Pal freaking launched straight down. Dude, I don't even want to look at Pal. It makes me so upset. I feel like I got Beckett on this coin, dude. Not Becker himself, but dude, I was sitting here, right here, bro. I remember this. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's up." Wait, yeah, dude, it's already been that long, dude. Since frick, dude. I remember though. I was like, "Dude, it's up again. We're doing good. And then I was like, "Yeah." Didn't even recognize the double top. And I woke up and I was like, "Boop." I was like, "Wait, what the heck?" Like, this is before I even knew how to do TA. And I'm like, "Oh look, it double top. Whoop, it dropped. Oh, it's still pretty good." And, boop, and like, dude, what the hell happened in like 2 days, an hour? I look back and it went doop. And this is right where I sold that. And like this bottomless dupe right here. I was like, no, why? And it went up. And I was like, oh, maybe there's people that didn't sell like me have some hope. And it went boop. And I was like, well, that sucks. And you know why it dumped? Just because they didn't want to. People were upset that they were going to merge with Bet AI and that company, and they were getting like a shitty backing, like conversion of like their token to the Fed token. But then people don't understand, like, it's a chatbot. Like, people can create chatbots relatively more easily nowadays, which I don't even understand why you need a token for a chatbot. But then also on the flippity flop, that token literally, when the negotiations went and took place, were right like down here, and then went up, and then they were like, well, we're gonna use this area right here, and then people were like, suck a brick, kid, and like, we're gonna torpedo our coin ourselves. Jeez Louise, man. People in this space sometimes be crybabies. Poly mesh. All right, guys, we're hitting up in an hour. One, thank you for showing up again. Daniel, if you're still here, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. I think Gone Andre left already, but thank you for showing up. Hal, thank you for showing up. Hey guys, we'll be back. I will be back tomorrow. Trent, Saturday. I think Trent will be there too. And it's just we can hang out, man. We're gonna talk, do whatever. Guys, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do, so we can beat the YouTube algorithm, because sometimes it sucks. And you guys have a good night. You know, hey, maybe we'll be pumping through the maybe we'll pump through the night and it'll be great, and then we'll crash in the morning when we all wake up. And that's how crypto is, right? All right, guys, take care. T Square's out. Yeah.